My name is Ren Kurogane, and at level 12 I had already accepted one painful truth about my life. I was useless. Not tragic hero useless. Not secretly overpowered useless. I mean genuinely, professionally, certified useless. When the Hunter Association awakened my class, the crystal flashed gray and gave me the title, Party Clerk. That was it. No sword mastery, no magic, no healing, no stealth. My first skill was party registration, which let me officially register people into a party without visiting a guild desk. The examiner stared at the result for 10 full seconds, then patted my shoulder like my dog had died. Administrative classes are important too. That is what people say when your future is terrible. I still became a hunter because my little sister's medical bills were eating my family alive. But every dungeon was the same. I carried bags, counted potions, marked monster corpses, and tried not to get stepped on by anything with more than 2 legs. My party called me Clipboard Ren. I hated that name. Then one day, a horned rabbit changed my entire life. Our party had entered a low-rank dungeon outside Busan. The strongest member was Minjae, a loud swordsman who believed every problem in life could be solved by swinging harder. We were halfway through the dungeon when I got hit in the stomach by something I still refused to identify. I told the others to keep moving. They laughed, left me near the entrance and went deeper while I searched for a bathroom that did not exist. 5 minutes later, I was sitting behind a rock questioning every decision I had ever made when a blue message appeared in front of my face. You have gained 18 EXP. I froze. Then another message appeared. You have gained 21 EXP. Then another. You have gained 17 EXP. I slowly looked around. There were no monsters near me. I was not fighting. I was not even standing. Then Minjae's voice came through the party communicator. Ren, we found a whole nest of horned rabbits. Too bad you're missing the easy EXP. At that exact moment, another blue window appeared. You have gained 19 EXP. I forgot my stomach pain. I opened my status screen so fast I nearly punched myself in the nose. My EXP bar was rising. Not by a little. It was rising every time my party killed something. That should not have been possible. Normal parties shared EXP only within a limited distance, and every extra member reduced the amount everyone received. If 6 hunters killed 1 monster, the reward was divided between them. But my party members were more than 2 kilometers away, and when I checked Minjae's EXP after the dungeon, he had received the normal amount. So had everyone else. Nothing had been divided. My class was not sharing EXP. It was copying it. I went home that night and did not sleep. I registered my sister as a party member, handed her a kitchen knife, and asked her to kill a cockroach. She stared at me. I stared at her. The cockroach stared at both of us. She killed it. You have gained 1 EXP. I screamed. My sister screamed because I screamed. Our neighbor screamed because we were screaming. The next morning, I discovered the first truly ridiculous part of my class. Distance did not matter at all. I registered Minjae into my party before he entered another dungeon. Then I went to a noodle shop 40 kilometers away. He killed a slime. You have gained 32 EXP. I nearly inhaled a boiled egg. He killed a goblin. You have gained 44 EXP. I ordered another bowl. By the time Minjae finished the dungeon, I had gained a level while sitting in a restaurant. A golden beam shot out of my body and blew napkins across 3 tables. Everyone stared at me. I quietly paid my bill and left. That was when my life stopped being normal. My class description had always looked boring. Party clerk. Register official party members. Maintain party contracts. Receive administrative bonuses. But after reaching level 15, a hidden line appeared. All EXP earned by officially registered party members is duplicated to the administrator regardless of distance. I read that sentence 23 times. Then I laughed so hard I fell off my chair. For years, hunters had trained by risking their lives. I could train by making friends with people who risked their lives. There was only one problem. My party limit was 6. That meant 5 useful people and me. So I became very careful about recruitment. Minjae was already registered because he liked having someone organize his potion receipts. My second target was Hana Co, a 20-year-old archer with terrible equipment and terrifying aim. I found her at a public training yard shooting bottle caps off moving drones. She had failed 3 guild interviews because she was classified D rank. I watched her fire 11 arrows in 10 seconds. 10 hit the center. The 11th split another arrow. I walked over and said, "Want to join my party?" She looked at my cheap armor. "No, I'll pay for your arrows." Yes. My third recruit was Daeho, a shield user built like a refrigerator. He had the personality of a sleepy bear and a strange talent for getting attacked by everything. Monsters hated him. Dogs hated him. Children threw things at him. Even automatic doors seemed to close faster when he approached. For a tank, this was perfect. My fourth recruit was Mira, a fire mage with one major problem. She enjoyed explosions too much. She had been banned from 2 training facilities, 1 warehouse, and a wedding hall. I asked her why she exploded a wedding hall. She said, "There was a spider." I hired her immediately. My 5th slot went to Juno, a healer who charged extra every time someone ignored his advice. He had become rich. With 5 real combat hunters registered, I began my first experiment. I sent them into 5 different beginner dungeons. Normal parties could not do that. They would lose the shared EXP bonus the moment they separated. My class did not care. Minjae killed goblins in the east. Hana hunted giant rats in the west. Daeho joined a defense mission in the north. Mira was legally encouraged to set slimes on fire in the south. Juno entered a dungeon with another temporary team and healed them while occasionally finishing weakened monsters with a metal staff. I stayed home. For 6 hours, I watched my EXP bar move like someone had attached it to a rocket. Ding, 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 ding. The notifications became so constant that I had to mute the sound. Level 16, level 17, level 18. By midnight, I was level 22. I had gained 7 levels while wearing pajamas. The next morning, Minjae came to my apartment. He looked exhausted. I looked refreshed. He narrowed his eyes. "Why do you look stronger?" I started stretching. He believed me. That was my first lie. It was not my last. Every time I leveled, I received stat points. At first, I dumped them into strength because I was tired of needing help opening dungeon supply crates. Then I added agility. Then endurance. Then more strength. By level 30, I could lift my refrigerator. By level 35, I could lift Daeho. By level 40, I lifted Daeho while he was holding my refrigerator. Neither of us knew what to say after that. The association thought I had stopped training. My dungeon attendance dropped to 0. I stopped appearing at the public practice grounds. I declined every low-rank expedition. A guild scout actually told Minjae, "It's sad. Ren gave up." Meanwhile, I was leveling so fast my status screen had trouble updating. Then my class evolved. At level 50, Party Clerk became Party Manager. I expected a better title. What I got was better than a title. Party limit increased to 30. I sat on my bed staring at the number. 30. I could register 29 hunters. My brain immediately became dangerous. I went recruiting. I found talented hunters nobody wanted. A lightning mage who fainted after 3 spells. A swordswoman who could cut steel, but got lost in straight hallways. Twin assassins who refused to work separately and constantly finished each other's sentences. A summoner whose only summon was a giant chicken named Emperor Drumstick. A monk who fought using a metal chair. A beast tamer with 3 wolves and a tiny white cat that was somehow the strongest creature she owned. I did not care if they were weird. I cared if they killed monsters. My party became the strangest collection of hunters in Korea. The association thought I had formed a support group for rejected adventurers. They were almost right, except my rejects were monsters. Hana evolved her archery skill and started clearing D-rank dungeons alone. Mira learned flame compression and accidentally melted a dungeon boss before it finished introducing itself. Daeho discovered a skill that converted damage taken into temporary strength, which meant the more monsters hit him, the happier he became. The monk with the chair defeated an armored ogre by folding the chair around its neck. I watched all of this through battle reports while drinking iced coffee, and my level climbed. 53, 58, 64, 71. At level 75, I discovered another hidden rule. Summon kills counted. I found out because Emperor Drumstick killed a goblin. You have gained 61 EXP. I stood up so suddenly my table flipped. I called the summoner. "Did you just kill something?" "No." "Did your chicken?" There was a pause. "Yes, tell the chicken I love him." That single discovery changed everything. I stopped searching for ordinary hunters. I started searching for summoners, beast tamers, necromancers, golem engineers, spirit contractors, anyone who could turn one party slot into multiple killing units. My best recruit came from a dungeon prison. His name was Professor Bake. He was a 72-year-old necromancer who had once been a famous biology teacher. He had been arrested after raising 1,200 skeletons inside a cemetery because, according to him, they were wasting perfectly good bones. The association considered him dangerous. I considered him efficient. I paid his fine. He joined my party. The next morning, he entered a dungeon with 40 skeleton warriors. My EXP bar caught fire. Not literally, at first. Then it actually started glowing red because it could not display the numbers fast enough. Professor Bake's skeletons swarmed goblin villages, insect nests, zombie caves, and abandoned mine dungeons. One skeleton killed a spider. Another killed a rat. 5 more surrounded an orc. A bone mage dropped a poison cloud into a tunnel full of cave worms. Every kill became EXP for Professor Bake. And because Professor Bake was registered to me, every kill also became EXP for me. I gained 6 levels during breakfast, then 9 during lunch, then 4 while brushing my teeth. At level 90, I unlocked a passive skill called Administrative Oversight. It let me see the location, condition, and combat status of every registered member. That was useful. At level 100, it evolved. I could now send short messages directly into my party members' minds. That was useful for exactly 3 minutes. Then Mira learned I could hear responses. She spent an entire dungeon sending explosions into my mind, not actual explosions. Just the word boom, 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 boom. After 2 hours, I threatened to unregister her. She stopped. For 11 minutes. The public started noticing something strange. My name climbed the level rankings. People saw me buying groceries. Then my level went up. They saw me sitting at a cafe. My level went up again. Someone posted a picture of me asleep on a bus. The caption said, "Lazy Hunter spotted." While the post was trending, I gained 3 levels. That only made it worse. Forums began calling me the sleeping swordsman. I did not even use a sword. Then came the week that changed my reputation forever. The association announced a special training period. Hunters below level 150 were encouraged to enter controlled dungeons and raise their levels. I did not attend. For 7 days, I vanished from every public training ground. People assumed I had finally quit. A guild commentator laughed during a live stream and said, "Ren Kurogane is proof that talent without discipline means nothing." I watched the clip from my apartment while 28 party members were actively clearing dungeons across the country. Professor Bake had split his undead into 7 groups. Hana was farming flying serpent nests. Daeho was standing in the middle of an ant colony for fun. Mira had somehow gotten permission to help clear a volcanic dungeon. Emperor Drumstick had evolved into a 2-meter-tall armored battle rooster and was terrorizing kobolds. For 7 days, I slept, ate, stretched, spent stat points, and tried to learn how to control my rapidly increasing strength. On the 8th day, I walked into the Hunter Association headquarters. The lobby went quiet. The same commentator was there. He smirked. "Look who came back." I walked past him and placed my hand on the level verification crystal. It exploded. Not cracked. Exploded. Glass flew across the room. A receptionist screamed. The security barrier activated. 3 alarms started ringing. The commentator's smile disappeared. A backup scanner rolled out. I touched that one. It displayed my level, 192. A week earlier, I had been level 142. The lobby became so quiet I could hear someone drop a pen behind me. Then a man whispered, 50 levels? I nodded. The commentator looked like his soul had left his body. What dungeon did you clear? None. What raid? None. What training method? I thought about Professor Bake commanding skeletons while eating pudding. Teamwork. That answer caused 6 different conspiracy theories. The association summoned me for an investigation. They put me in a white room with 3 examiners and a truth crystal. The first examiner asked if I had used illegal enhancement drugs. No. The crystal stayed blue. The second asked if I had absorbed forbidden monster cores. No. Blue. The third leaned forward. Did you personally kill enough monsters to gain 50 levels? No. Blue. He frowned. Then how did you gain them? I smiled. My class gives me EXP when my party members kill monsters. His pen stopped moving. That is normal. From any distance. He stopped breathing. And it does not reduce their EXP. The room became very uncomfortable. The examiners asked for a demonstration. So they locked me inside an underground testing chamber with no monsters. Then they sent Hana into a training dungeon 30 kilometers away. I sat in a chair. 5 minutes passed. Then a golden pillar of light erupted from my body. Level up. One examiner dropped his tablet. Another started calculating something. The third just whispered, "That is disgusting." I took it as a compliment. They wanted to classify my skill as a national secret. I wanted a salary. We compromised. They classified it as a national secret and gave me a salary. That should have made my life easier. Instead, it created a new problem. Every major guild wanted me. The Red Lion Guild offered me a mansion. The Azure Spear Guild offered me 10 million won per month. A foreign guild offered me a private island. One guild master simply sent me a picture of a gold throne with a message that said, "Name your price." I rejected all of them. Joining another guild would give them control over my party structure. I had better plans. At level 200, Party Manager evolved into Raid Coordinator. My party limit did not increase. It disappeared. Instead, I gained a new system called squads. I could form 10 squads. Each squad could contain 30 members. I could officially register 300 people. I stared at the screen until my eyes hurt. Then I called a lawyer, not because I was in trouble, because I was about to become trouble. I bought a nearly bankrupt guild called Little Duck Hunters. The guild headquarters was above a fried chicken restaurant. Their symbol was a yellow duck wearing armor. Their entire membership consisted of 8 people, 3 of whom were retired. I bought it for less than the price of a new car. Then I changed nothing. The duck stayed. The name stayed. The fried chicken restaurant stayed. I became guild master. The next month, Little Duck Hunters became the fastest growing guild in the country. Nobody understood why. I recruited everyone. Low-rank hunters with unusual talent, mercenaries, summoners, dungeon farmers, retired veterans, people who specialized in killing weak monsters quickly, people who specialized in surviving high-rank monsters for hours, a fisherman whose awakened skill somehow worked on sea serpents, a chef who gained combat bonuses against edible monsters, A woman whose class was literally bug exterminator and dealt 5 times damage to insect-type creatures. She became terrifying inside hive dungeons. I offered fair pay, good equipment, flexible schedules, and one strange rule. Everyone had to be officially registered into one of my raid squads. They thought it was for insurance. It was not for insurance. Within 2 months, I had 260 active members clearing dungeons. My EXP gain became completely unreasonable. I would wake up 3 levels higher than when I went to sleep. Sometimes I leveled during dreams. Once I dreamed I was falling, woke up screaming, and discovered I had gained 200 strength because I spent stat points in my sleep. I accidentally destroyed my bed. Another time, I sneezed and cracked a bathroom mirror from the pressure. I had to start training again, not to gain levels, but to stop myself from breaking furniture. That is when I realized my real weakness. I had power. I had a lot of power, but I had almost no combat experience. If my stats kept rising without skill, I would become the world's strongest idiot. So I hired the most dangerous teacher I could find, Master Hyun, a retired S-rank martial artist. He was 84 years old, 1 meter 60 tall, and could kick a truck sideways. I asked him to train me. He laughed for 4 minutes. Then he punched me through a wall. Training began. Every morning, Master Hun beat me like I owed him money. He taught me how to move without shattering the ground, how to control strength, how to sense killing intent, how to fall. I became very good at falling. Meanwhile, my squads kept hunting. So while Master Hyun was teaching me one lesson, my stats kept increasing between punches. On the first day, he could send me flying across the room. On the second, I only moved 10 meters. On the third, 3 meters. On the fourth, his fist stopped against my forehead. We both stared at each other. He slowly lowered his hand. What level are you now? 312. What level were you when we started? 276. He walked outside without saying anything. I thought he had quit. Then I heard him laughing. Not happy laughing. The kind of laughing a man does when reality has offended him. After that, training became brutal. He used weighted armor, then enchanted weighted armor, then gravity magic. Then he asked the association to lend him a dungeon boss. By level 350, I could fight. By level 400, I could fight very well. By level 450, Master Hun officially refused to spar without insurance. My secret did not stay secret. It never does. Someone leaked a partial report. Then another person leaked my guild registration records. People connected the numbers. 260 hunters. 1 rapidly leveling guild master. Suddenly, everyone understood why little duck hunters existed. The media went insane. They called me an EXP vampire. That was wrong. Vampires take something. I took nothing. They called me an EXP parasite. Closer, but still insulting. One headline said I was the man outsourcing his destiny. I liked that one. Then other guilds tried to copy me. They formed giant parties. They registered hundreds of hunters. They sent teams across the country. Nothing happened. Because the trick was not the party. The trick was me. That made them even angrier. A powerful guild master named Kang Tae-sik publicly challenged me. He was level 480. And ranked among the top 50 hunters in Korea. He said my levels were fake because I had not earned them with my own hands. He challenged me to a sanctioned duel. The association begged me to decline. I accepted. Not because I was angry, because all 260 of my hunters had dungeon schedules that day. The duel arena was packed. Kang Tae-sik entered wearing red dragon armor. Crowds cheered. I entered wearing a black tracksuit because Master Hyun had burned all my training armor. Kang pointed his sword at me. You may have levels, but levels without battle experience are empty numbers. He was right. 3 months earlier, the referee raised his hand. My status window flashed. You have gained 8,442 EXP. Somewhere, Mira had killed something expensive. The referee lowered his hand. Kang vanished. His sword appeared in front of my neck. I leaned back. The blade missed by 1 centimeter. He spun. I stepped left. Another miss. He used a movement skill and split into 7 after images. I remembered Master Hyun hitting me with bamboo sticks while blindfolded. I closed my eyes. I listened. 7 fake steps. 1 real breath. I caught Kang's wrist. The stadium became silent. He tried to pull away. He could not. I suddenly understood something. He was strong. Very strong. But my strength stat had passed 2,000 that morning. I flicked his sword. Just flicked it. The blade broke in half. The top half flew into the arena barrier and buried itself to the handle. Kang stared at the broken sword. I stared at my finger. The referee stared at both of us. Kang roared and activated Dragon Heart. Flames covered his body. His muscles expanded. The floor cracked. The audience screamed. My status flashed again. You have gained 12,091 EXP. Level up. A golden beam exploded around me. My strength rose again. Kang punched. I punched. His fire vanished. His armor shattered. He flew across the arena, bounced once, and landed inside the emergency healer section. I won. The crowd did not cheer at first. They were too confused. Then someone in the stands shouted. He leveled up during the duel. Everyone looked at me. I looked at the giant screen. It had displayed the level up notification to the entire stadium. That was bad. It was also hilarious. After that, nobody called my levels fake. They started calling them unfair. I agreed. Life is unfair. I had spent years carrying other people's bags. Now other people killing goblins made me stronger. I was not going to apologize. Then the first disaster hit. A red gate opened beneath Seoul. Not near Seoul. Beneath it, the subway system ruptured. Buildings shook. Mana pressure flooded the streets. The association classified it as an S-rank catastrophe. Inside the gate was an underground kingdom of armored demons. Not dozens, not hundreds, tens of thousands. Every major guild mobilized. So did little duck hunters. People laughed when they saw our yellow duck insignia arriving beside elite guild banners. Then Professor Bake stepped out of a bus with 800 skeletons. Mira arrived driving a fireproof armored van. Hana dropped from a helicopter. Daeho was already inside the gate because he had misunderstood the meeting location. The battle began before I reached the entrance, and my EXP bar became a waterfall. You have gained 2,110 EXP. You have gained 4,332 EXP. You have gained 7,901 EXP. You have gained 1,702 EXP. Messages stacked so fast they became a blue wall. I leveled once, twice, 4 times. Then the system stopped showing individual kills and changed formats. EXP accumulation rate, extreme. I had never seen that message before. I entered the gate. The underground city looked like someone had built hell beneath Seoul. Black towers, lava rivers, armored demons marching in formations. Hunters fought across bridges, rooftops, tunnels, and broken plazas. My squads were everywhere, and every kill flowed into me. I could feel my body changing between steps. My senses sharpened. My mana expanded. My muscles became heavier. Skills evolved. I punched one demon and accidentally launched it through 3 buildings. A giant horned commander charged me. Before it reached me, my level increased. My movement skill evolved. I disappeared from my own vision. For one terrifying second, I had no idea where I was. Then I realized I was standing behind the commander. It slowly fell in half. I had apparently hit it. I had not felt myself move. That was when I understood how absurd I had become. But the demon army was not the real problem. Their king was. At the center of the dungeon sat a black fortress protected by a barrier that required simultaneous attacks from multiple directions. The association's best teams were exhausted, so I opened administrative oversight. 243 active members. I could see all of them as lights. Then a new skill appeared. Raid command. I could transmit one order to every registered member instantly. I took a breath. Little ducks, attack the fortress. The response entered my mind all at once. It sounded like 200 people yelling inside my skull. I nearly fell over. Then chaos began. Hana fired from the western tower. Mira detonated the southern wall. Professor Bake sent skeletons crawling through drainage tunnels. The monk with the metal chair jumped from a bridge onto a demon captain. Emperor Drumstick flew over the northern gate wearing custom steel wing armor. I did not know chickens could look heroic. That one did. The barrier cracked. Every squad attacked again. It shattered, and the Demon King stood up. He was enormous. 6 arms. Black crown. Sword longer than a bus. He looked at the army surrounding him and laughed. Which one of you commands these insects? Everyone pointed at me. I wanted better friends. The Demon King looked down at my yellow duck guild badge. He looked offended. You? Me. He raised his sword. The pressure alone crushed nearby stone. Then my status flashed. Level up. One squad had killed something. The Demon King attacked. I blocked. The ground beneath me collapsed. My arms went numb. He was stronger than me. For the first time in months, that felt exciting. He swung again. I dodged. Another squad killed a demon. EXP. He stabbed. I parried. A skeleton army killed 50 goblins in a side tunnel. EXP. He kicked me through a wall. Hana killed 3 elite guards. EXP. Mira vaporized a siege beast. EXP. I stood up. Level up. The Demon King's expression changed. He attacked faster. So did my leveling. Everywhere across the dungeon, my people were fighting. Every victory became mine too. He cut my shoulder. I gained endurance. He broke 2 of my ribs. I leveled. He activated a black flame aura. 3 teams cleared a demon barracks at the same time. I leveled twice. My skill martial reinforcement evolved into Titan body. My broken ribs snapped back into place. The Demon King stared. That is cheating. I laughed. You noticed? He unleashed his ultimate attack. A black sword wave split the fortress from top to bottom. I raised one hand. Not because I was confident. Because I had no better idea. The attack hit my palm. My boots slid backward. My arm burned. The floor cracked for 50 meters. Then another blue message appeared. Level up. My strength increased. The sword wave stopped pushing me. Another message. Level up. I pushed back. The Demon King's eyes widened. Another level. I closed my fingers around the black energy and crushed it. The entire battlefield went silent. I walked toward him. Every few steps, another gold light flashed around me. The Demon King started backing away. A dungeon boss was backing away from me. I almost felt bad. Then he tried to stab Daeho. I stopped feeling bad. I jumped. One punch. The Demon King's crown launched into the ceiling. His body hit the throne. The throne exploded. He hit the rear wall. The rear wall exploded. Then he disappeared into a tunnel behind it. 10 seconds later, the system confirmed the kill. The gate collapsed. Soul survived. Little Duck Hunters became famous overnight. Our fried chicken restaurant sold out for 3 weeks. The owner created a menu item called the Raid Master Combo. I got free chicken for life. It was the greatest reward I had received so far. But fame created a new enemy, bureaucracy. The government wanted to regulate how many hunters I could register. The association wanted mandatory reporting. Major guilds demanded competitive balance. One politician called my class a threat to the national leveling ecosystem. I did not know what that meant. Then a committee summoned me. They placed 12 officials around a table. One asked, "Do you believe one individual should be allowed to gain power from hundreds of other people's labor?" I thought about taxes. I decided not to answer that way. I provide salaries, equipment, training, medical support, and dungeon access. They keep all their EXP. I get copied EXP. Everyone benefits. Another official adjusted his glasses. But your growth has no known upper limit. That sounds like a system problem. They did not like that answer. The hearing lasted 6 hours. During those 6 hours, my guild cleared 19 dungeons. I gained 11 levels. Every time I leveled, golden light filled the committee room. By the 5th time, they stopped speaking until the light faded. By the 9th, one official looked physically ill. At the end, they approved my operations under special supervision. I think they were just tired. My level passed 600, then 700. At 750, Raid Coordinator evolved. My new class was Guild Sovereign. I hated how dramatic the name was. I loved what it did. Guild members no longer needed to be inside my personal raid squads. If they were officially registered under my guild charter, their kills counted. Every member, every branch, every team. There was no listed maximum. I read the description once, then twice. Then I called my lawyer again. He answered and said, "What did you break now?" "Nothing." He sighed. "That means you are about to." He was right. I opened guild branches everywhere. Seoul, Busan, Daegu, Jeju, then Japan, then Taiwan, then the Philippines, then Europe. At first, foreign associations resisted. Then I offered something they could not ignore. My guild sovereign class had gained an aura effect. Registered members received a 5% boost to EXP gain. I received duplicated EXP. And they actually gained more than normal. Suddenly, joining Little Duck Hunters was profitable even if members never met me. Applications flooded in. 10,000 in 1 week. 30,000 the next. We had to build an automated registration system. Our guild symbol appeared on armor, drones, vans, boats, and once on the side of a helicopter shaped like a duck. I did not approve that. I also did not stop it. Soon, my level stopped feeling like a normal number. 1,000, 1,200. 1,500. The association's public ranking system only supported 3 digits. My profile displayed 999 plus. People assumed it was a website bug. It was not. I became stronger while sleeping, stronger while eating, stronger while watching movies. I gained a level during a haircut, and the sudden aura blast shaved the barber's eyebrows. I paid him a lot of money. At this point, I should have become arrogant. Instead, I became nervous, because once my perception stat became high enough, I started noticing things other hunters could not. Dungeon gates were not random. They pulsed, like veins. Mana flowed between them. Every time a gate opened, I could feel a tiny pull from somewhere beyond the sky. I told the association. They said they would investigate. 3 days later, every gate in the world opened at the same time. All of them. Thousands. Red light covered cities. Emergency sirens screamed across continents. Monster waves poured out. For everyone else, it was the worst day in modern history. For me, it was also the day my EXP system nearly died. Millions of monsters were being killed by Little Duck Guild members across dozens of countries. The notifications became impossible. My status screen flickered. Numbers vanished. Then the system displayed one message. Experience overflow detected. I had never heard of experience overflow. My level jumped by 50. Then 100. Then 200. Skills evolved without me choosing anything. My body filled with so much mana that the windows in my office shattered. I tried to stand and accidentally broke the floor. Master Hyun walked in, saw me glowing, and immediately walked back out. I opened administrative oversight. Thousands of guild members were fighting. Some were winning. Some were trapped. Some were injured. The whole world had become one giant raid. So I did the only thing my class was designed to do. I managed the party. I divided continents into operational zones. I linked healers to failing squads. I redirected mobile teams toward collapsed gates. I sent Professor Bake's undead to evacuate civilians because skeletons did not get tired. That caused some confusion. Imagine being trapped under a bus and a skeleton wearing a yellow duck vest pulls you out. Still, it worked. I used raid command until my head felt like it would split. Then another skill evolved. Sovereign broadcast. I could send my voice to every guild member on Earth. I spoke once. Do not chase kills. Protect people first. Nobody dies for my level. For a moment, thousands of voices went quiet. Then every squad moved. I realized something important. My class looked selfish. It rewarded me for other people's victories. But the more powerful I became, the more support skills I unlocked for them. I could see danger before they did. I could reinforce squads. I could distribute temporary buffs. I could transfer mana. At level 2000, I unlocked emergency recall. I could pull one registered member to my location once per hour. At level 2100, it became 10. At level 2500, 100. Suddenly, I was not just gaining from the guild, I was holding it together. The global gate crisis lasted 19 hours. By the end, more than 80% of active gates had been cleared. The world survived. My final level was 3812. The system stopped calling me Guild Sovereign. My class evolved again. Party Monarch. I stared at the name. No, the system did not care. Then a new skill appeared. Territory registration. Any officially recognized combat organization that accepted my leadership could be registered as an allied party. I closed the window. I reopened it. Still there. That was not a skill. That was international diplomacy with EXP benefits. I told no one. For 4 days. Then the Japanese Hunter Bureau requested an emergency defense alliance. I asked their director one question. Would this make me the official raid leader? He said yes. The system flashed. New allied party registered. 40,000 hunters connected. My knees went weak. I was standing in a quiet office. Across the sea, a low-rank hunter killed a slime. I gained EXP. Then someone killed an ogre. Then a sea monster. Then a dungeon boss. The numbers began. I immediately understood that my life had become completely absurd. 1 alliance became 3. 3 became 9. Countries did not join because they wanted to make me stronger. They joined because my support aura strengthened their hunters. Registered allied parties gained increased recovery, clearer communications, emergency teleport priority, and eventually, a small stat boost. It was like joining the world's largest raid group. The stronger I became, the stronger they became. The stronger they became, the faster they killed monsters. The faster they killed monsters, the stronger I became. Professor Bake called it a positive feedback loop. Mira called it infinite boom. I called it a problem for future Ren. Future Ren hated past Ren. My level crossed 5,000, then 10,000. Numbers stopped behaving normally. The system started compressing them into tiers. Normal hunters measured power by level. I now had something called authority. 1 point of authority represented more power than hundreds of normal levels. That should have terrified me. What terrified me more was the message that came next. Planetary party capacity unlocked. I did not know planets could be parties. I asked the system. It did not answer. Then the moon cracked. Not the entire moon. A line of red light appeared across its surface. Everyone on Earth saw it. For 6 seconds, the night sky looked like a giant eye opening. Then a gate appeared above the Pacific Ocean. It was bigger than a city. The association had no rank for it. Satellites failed near it. Mana storms covered half the ocean. Every hunter who looked at it felt the same thing. Fear. Then something came through. A hand. Just a hand. It was larger than an aircraft carrier. 5 black fingers reached through the gate and gripped its edges. The world watched live. I stood on the roof of Little Duck headquarters, holding a bucket of fried chicken. The hand pulled. The gate widened. A face appeared behind it. Not a demon, not a dragon. Something wearing a crown made of broken dungeon cores. Its eyes looked directly at me. Not at Earth, at me. My blood went cold. Then the system displayed a message I had never seen before. Foreign party request received. I almost dropped the chicken. Foreign party? The creature beyond the gate spoke. Its voice came through every dungeon entrance on Earth. At last, my status window shook. A name appeared. Nexar, King of the 9th Hunting World. Level unknown. Class unknown. Party size unknown. Then another line appeared. Party request sender claims prior administrative authority. I stared at it. Prior authority? That made no sense. My class was mine. I had awakened with it, unless someone had held something like it before. The giant face smiled. Little administrator, you have gathered my livestock beautifully. Every hunter around me raised their weapons. I felt millions of guild links flicker. Then Nexar lifted one finger. Across the world, dungeon gates changed color. Blue became black. Red became gold. Green became purple. My administrative oversight exploded with warning signals. Something was hijacking the network. My network. Party links began disappearing. 100, 1,000, 10,000. For the first time since becoming powerful, my EXP gain slowed, then stopped. Silence. No notifications. No levels. Nothing. I had forgotten what that felt like. Nexar laughed. You believed the system chose you? I clenched my fist. The roof cracked under my feet. He continued. It was bait. Every person near me looked terrified. I was terrified too. But then my sister called. I answered. Ren, are you seeing this? Yes. Are you going to do something stupid? I looked at the giant cosmic king stealing my party. Yes. She sighed. Okay, eat first. I looked down at the fried chicken bucket still in my hand. She was right. I ate one piece. Nexar was still talking about domination and worlds and eternal harvest. I stopped listening. I opened my status screen. Most of my international links were gone. My buffs were weakening. My authority was falling. But one tiny category remained. Original party members, Minjae, Hana, Daeho, Mira, Juno, the first people I registered before I became famous. Their links were still bright. Then Professor Bake, Master Hyun, the monk, the beast tamer, the summoner, Emperor Drumstick. Apparently the chicken had his own link now. I had no idea when that happened. Nexar had stolen the giant network, but not the original bonds. The system displayed another message. Core party cannot be overwritten. I smiled. There it was. The first rule. Official registration. The same stupid little skill everyone laughed at years ago. Nexar had taken control of the global alliance structure. Fine. I did not need the world. I needed a party. I sent a message through the original links. Hana, where are you? Her answer came immediately. On a skyscraper. Why? Better angle. Good. Minjae, already fighting. Of course he was. Daeho, something huge punched me. Are you alive? It was weak. I smiled. Mira, her reply came with one word. Boom? Not yet. A disappointed silence followed. Professor Bake, I have prepared the dead. That sentence is still creepy. Thank you. I checked my remaining skills. Most global abilities were blocked, but my original class functions remained. Party registration, administrative oversight, EXP duplication, distance ignored, no EXP reduction. The foundation had never changed. Then I noticed something else. During the global crisis, one of my hidden upgrades had unlocked, but I had never read it. Party inheritance. If an officially registered member commands a recognized subordinate unit, qualifying combat activity may be attributed upward through the party chain. I read it, then read it again. My heartbeat accelerated. Professor Bake commanded skeletons. Their kills counted through him. What if Hana commanded a squad? What if that squad commanded support teams? What if Minjae became official leader of a regional force? Nexar had stolen my alliance network, but he had only stolen the top layer. He had left me the roots. I started laughing. Everyone on the roof stared at me. Nexar stopped his speech. His enormous eye narrowed. Why do you laugh? I wiped sauce from my hand. Because you made the same mistake everyone makes. The creature frowned. I raised my head. You looked at my level and thought that was my power. I sent orders to the core party, not to attack Nexar. Not yet. To register teams. Hana became commander of every archer unit still loyal to us. Daeho took the tanks. Juno took healers. Mira took demolition teams, which immediately made several governments nervous. Professor Bake took summoners and necromancers. Minjae took every idiot with a sword who volunteered before hearing the plan. Within minutes, my 10 surviving core links became hundreds, then thousands. Not directly. Through command chains. The system flickered. EXP received. 1 kill. Then another. Then 10. Then 100. My bar moved. Nexar's smile disappeared. EXP accumulation rate. Rising. I pointed at him. Your turn. The sky shook. Nexar forced his body farther through the gate. Black armor scraped against space itself. The Pacific Ocean rose in a ring beneath him. Storm clouds spiraled around his crown. He extended one hand toward Korea. Master Hyun stepped beside me. He cracked his knuckles. You have a plan? No. Good. I looked at him. He grinned. Plans make young people slow. The giant hand descended. I jumped. There are moments when a person should think carefully. This was not one of them. I shot into the sky like a missile. Air exploded behind me. Nexar's palm came down. I hit it with both fists. For 1 second, a human the size of an ant stopped a hand the size of a city. Then my arms nearly broke. My vision flashed white. Nexar pushed harder. The ocean below us split. I screamed. He laughed. Then somewhere in Japan, Hana's archer units killed a swarm of flying monsters. EXP. My strength increased. Somewhere in Europe, Professor Bake's necromancer chain cleared a crypt. EXP. My endurance rose. Minjae's sword teams cut through monsters in Seoul. EXP. Daeho's tanks crushed an ogre line. EXP. Juno's healers finished wounded creatures while evacuating civilians. EXP. Mira's demolition force detonated something so large that even from the sky I saw a flash on the horizon. A message appeared. Mira has defeated 3,221 hostile entities. I sent her one thought. Too much boom. She replied. No such thing. My level surged. I pushed. Nexar's finger bent backward. The Cosmic King screamed. The sound shattered clouds. I flew up his arm, running across black armor while missiles and magic filled the sky around me. Nexar tried to swat me. I jumped between his fingers. He fired a beam from his crown. I dodged. The beam carved a line across the ocean. I reached his shoulder. His body was still halfway through the gate. Close up, he was not flesh. He was made of moving black symbols. System code. Party marks. Thousands of them. I suddenly understood. Nexar was not just a monster. He was another administrator. Maybe the original one. Maybe something that had conquered other worlds using the same kind of class. That explained the gates. The hunting system. The party mechanics. Maybe our entire civilization had been leveling inside someone else's farm. That idea made me very angry. He turned his head. You cannot defeat the owner of the hunt. I punched him in the cheek. The shockwave traveled around his face and exploded behind his crown. He barely moved. Then he smiled. My turn. His forehead hit me. The world vanished. I woke up inside a crater in the ocean floor. There was no water because the impact had pushed it away. My HP had dropped below 30%. I had not seen that in years. I coughed blood, then laughed. I had forgotten what a real fight felt like. Above me, Nexar reached through the gate again. His hand formed a spear of black light. I tried to stand. My legs shook. Then blue windows appeared. Level up, level up, level up. My people were still fighting. I was not alone. I had never been alone. That was the whole point. I stood. My skill list flickered. Party inheritance reached maximum synchronization. A new evolution condition appeared. To evolve Party Monarch, establish a party bond that the system does not recognize. I stared at that line. A bond the system did not recognize? Everything I had done depended on official registration, contracts, guild charters, alliance documents. The system loved paperwork more than I did. How was I supposed to create a party outside the system while using a class built around the system? Then I heard a familiar clucking sound. I looked up. A burning object fell from the sky. It crashed beside me. Smoke cleared. Emperor Drumstick stood in the crater wearing shattered wing armor. The giant battle rooster had somehow crossed half the country and entered an ocean battlefield. He looked at me. I looked at him. His system tag appeared. Summoned creature. No official party status. Independent combat familiar. Not eligible for direct registration. I slowly smiled. The chicken tilted his head. You beautiful idiot. He screamed at me. I reached out. Party registration activated. The system rejected it. Invalid target. I tried again. Rejected. Nexar's spear grew brighter. The ocean walls around the crater started collapsing. I put my hand on Emperor Drumstick's head. Listen, I have no idea if you understand me. He pecked my wrist. I'll take that as yes. The system required official recognition, so I created my own. I opened a blank contract window. Party member name, Emperor Drumstick. Species, chicken. Role, aerial destruction. Signature required. I looked at his claw. He looked at the screen. Then he stepped on it. A muddy claw print appeared in the signature box. The system froze. For 3 seconds, nothing happened. Then a message appeared. Contract format unrecognized. I waited. Secondary review initiated. Nexar's spear descended. I shouted, approve it already. The system flashed. Party bond accepted by administrator authority. Unknown registration type created. My class evolution condition completed. The world stopped. Every sound vanished. Nexar froze. The ocean froze. Even the falling drops of water hung in the air. A huge gold window appeared in front of me. Party Monarch Evolution available. I expected another ridiculous title. I was correct. World Party Founder. I almost rejected it out of embarrassment. Then I saw the first skill. Free registration. A party bond no longer requires system approval if both sides accept. The second skill appeared. Cross-system link. Eligible party targets are no longer restricted to entities recognized by the current world system. I stopped reading. Cross-system. I looked at Nexar, then at the gate behind him, then beyond him. For the first time I noticed lights. Millions of lights. Not stars. Worlds. Other hunting worlds. Other systems. Other parties. The gate was not just a door. It was a road. Nexar's empire was on the other side. And if his world had hunters, soldiers, summons, mercenaries, slaves, rebels, prisoners, monsters, or anything else willing to accept a party invitation, my hands started shaking. Not from fear, from excitement. Time resumed. Nexar's spear fell. I grabbed Emperor Drumstick. Can you fly? He spread one damaged wing. That is not encouraging. The spear hit. The crater vanished. A pillar of black light reached the bottom of the sea. Nexar laughed. Then a golden flash appeared above his head. I was standing on his crown. Emperor Drumstick was under one arm. My new movement skill had evolved during the blast. I looked through the gate. Nexar's world stretched beyond it. Black continents. Red cities. Towering dungeons, armies, so many armies. Then I saw something unexpected. People in chains. Thousands. No, millions. They were looking toward the gate, looking toward Nexar, looking toward me. My new class skill activated automatically. Potential party candidates detected. The number kept rising. 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, 10 million. Nexar finally realized what I was seeing. For the first time, the king looked afraid. Do not, I smiled. You called them livestock. His eyes widened. I raised one hand. A golden invitation window appeared across the sky of another world. I did not know if they could read my language. The skill translated it. I sent one message. Anyone who wants to fight him, join my party. For 1 second, nothing happened. Then one response arrived. Accepted. Then another. Accepted. 10, 100, 10,000. The system began to shake. Nexar roared and grabbed at the gate. I kept the invitation open. More joined. People in chains. Soldiers. Hunters. Summoned creatures. Things I could not identify. A 6-armed woman holding a broken spear. A giant made of stone. A child riding a floating book. A dragon wearing prison chains. A skeleton king waving both hands like he had been waiting centuries for this exact moment. Every acceptance created a new link. Not through Nexar's system. Through mine. Free registration. Cross-system link. Then, somewhere on the other side, someone killed one of Nexar's guards. You have gained EXP. Another guard fell. EXP. Then a monster. Then 10. Then 100. My EXP bar reappeared. Nexar screamed. The numbers rose faster than ever before. Because this time, I was not linked to one country or one planet. I was linked to a rebellion. My level surged. Authority returned, then surpassed its old maximum. Nexar tried to rip the gate closed. I punched his crown. It cracked. He swung at me. I dodged and landed on his nose. Emperor Drumstick pecked him in the eye. I have fought dungeon kings, demons, dragons, raid bosses. Nothing has ever made me happier than watching a cosmic tyrant scream because a chicken attacked his face. Nexar stumbled backward through the gate. I jumped after him. Behind me, Earth's hunters shouted. Ahead of me, an alien world erupted into rebellion. My party count continued climbing. 20 million, 30 million, 50 million. The system threw warning after warning. Network unstable. Authority expanding. World boundary exceeded. Unknown party territory detected. Then one final notification appeared. A party member has defeated a divine class entity. EXP reward cannot be calculated under current scale. My entire status screen turned white. I felt something inside me break open. Not a bone. Not a skill. A limit. Nexar looked at me. I looked at my fist. The numbers around it were no longer numbers. They were symbols I could not read. Somewhere far beyond Nexar's world, something enormous opened its eyes. I felt it through the party network. Not one thing, several. And one by one, new messages appeared. Administrator detected. Administrator detected. Administrator detected. Nexar's face lost all color. He whispered, "You idiot. They noticed you." I looked through the endless dark beyond his world. Huge gates were beginning to open. Not toward Earth, toward me. I cracked my knuckles. Emperor Drumstick screamed. Behind us, 50 million new party members raised their weapons, and my EXP bar started moving again.